Hey, good afternoon, folks. We back here again. We doing our thing here. Anybody out there looking for a place to stay? I got I got a place for them to stay at, man. I just got somebody that left and they get ready to move out first of the month. So anybody out there that give me a call.
I'm going to charge you for this advertisement, man.
Huh?
I'm going to charge you for this advertising.
Man, all this stuff I'm paying, I'm telling you,
You're trying to get a renter.
Yeah, trying to get a renter, man. Well, what I do and stuff and everything is I put it on my taxes and stuff the next year, and then I'll pay y'all then. I'll pay for the ads and stuff on the show there. Anyway, this is our short. So hey, we got a show coming up here, people. So enjoy it.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
All right, Ted. We are back here again, man.
You know, I know you got a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna say this, and then I got something else after you finish. I was just reading this article, and there's a program that's out there that's under the Homeland Security. It's called CB3. And what it does is it tracks down these lone wolves, these people that's out there, and they check in with the police and all kinds of people to see if there's anything that they should look for. Well, and it started with Obama, President Obama. And Biden came in and he buoyed it up to 70 people to try to catch these lone actors, And Trump cut it down and let some little young whippersnapper, no police experience or nothing, just fresh out of college, 22 years old. And they cut it down to 20-something people. They claim that it's insignificant, don't matter. But when you got 70 people calling around, going to different places, the budget was like $10 million for these people to cut off these lone wolves. That's not a bad program. It's dangerous, can be dangerous, but you have all kinds of support people. You got the FBI, you got Homeland Security and all of that. However, because program has been cut. You hit that lone wolf in Minnesota. And according to reports, that they think that it's going to even increase. So these little, saving 10 million here, 5 million there, 30 million here, what have you, it's pennies, nickels, and dimes when it comes to people's welfare. But here's the thing, though, Ed. This man trying to start World War III. Iran had already told them that the United States is complicit. And if you get involved, it's going to be some ramifications. So that's where we're at right now. He talking smack, talking about we gonna send all of any help that Israel needs. And I think that this right here is another wag your dog. That's all it is, because BB is running around merciless, killing people, innocent people. I think something like 28, 30 people already died in Iran. And then a lot of people injured in Israel. If not, I think 5 people died in Israel. So here we are, the big bullies bombing people, killing innocent stand-byers. They don't care. They don't care. Collateral damage. Just like the storms in Arkansas, the storms in New Orleans, North Carolina, collateral damage. And I'm just thinking to myself, I say, if you really think about it, these people do not care about not one human being. And what I mean by that is care is not that, that they hate people or anything like that, but they are looking at, they have a game plan. And their game plan is to take power where they can take power. Control the masses. Now, even though you had that march on no king, it was only a little more than 5 million people. That don't mean nothing to them. That ain't nothing. 5 million people. So what? And if they call their congressperson or their senate on the other side, the red side, they ain't listening to nobody. They're going to do what Trump said. So buckle up, buttercup, because when you're dealing with those Iranians, and when I say Iranians, I ain't talking about the average little civilian walking around trying to make a living and do their thing and live their life. I'm talking about those militant Muslims and people that's out there, and they here too. Buckle up, buttercup. Because these people, they willing to die. They don't care. And I have no confidence in that FBI director. I don't have any confidence in Homeland Security. So we'll see Time will tell. I'm hoping and praying that nothing happens. I'm hoping and praying that nothing happens. But you playing with fire now, because those people over there, those religious leaders, and that cult over there, or whatever you want to call them, they do not play. And you already said that Iran is close to Russia. So what is Putin gonna do?
He already said what he's going to do. He said he was going to negotiate a peace agreement between Israel and Iran.
That's what Putin trying to do.
That's what he said. He's been telling everybody, I'm going to negotiate a peace agreement with Iran and Israel. Now, it might sound good for Iran, but I'm pretty sure Israel ain't looking for Putin to tell them shit. So I don't know how he's going to go in there and negotiate any peace agreement. But Ted, the dynamics that are showing up, we ain't even talking about United States getting involved in this stuff. We just look. You need to look at they're not dynamics that are going on there right there in the Middle East. All of those interests that are intertwined and stuff over there. You have Israel and stuff, who is that little lonely little land and stuff there on the south end of the Middle East there. There are, and they have huge countries and stuff that they are trying to fight. And we all know that Iran and Russia, they are two peas in a pod. They don't do anything without the other one, and whoever does something, everything, the other one supports them. And but out all of that stuff that's going on and stuff there, and you got Saudi Arabia, you got all those crown princes and stuff and everything, them oil barons and stuff over there, oil princes and stuff. We got all that money and stuff there in the Middle East. Got Syria sitting over there and stuff, and Israel just went over there and bombed them, and they didn't do anything at all. So I guess they felt empowered to go over there and bomb Iran. Well, old Benny Netanyahu, I think he bit off a little bit more than he can chew, because he is devoutly dependent upon the United States to come over there and immediately take up his banner. But man, did you see Trump and stuff, man, up there at the G7 conference that they had? He immediately, the first thing he started talking about was, why wasn't Russia involved in the G7? They were the G8, and he blamed Obama and the ex-prime minister and everything for throwing Russia out. He's telling all those folks and stuff over there that if we left Russia in here, there wouldn't be any war over there at all, and he would take care of all this stuff. So he's sitting there carrying the banner of Russia. I mean, he just constantly just pound upon it. He was only there a day, but every time he got on the news media and stuff, he was beating Russia's banner. I mean, carrying it real strong. And now all of a sudden, Israel is begging the United States to come over there and help them. Well, if Russia and Iran are two peas in the pod there, and Trump is carrying Russia's banner, who do you trust? I don't know if Israel can even trust them. I don't even know if the United States is going to get involved in that. You don't know who Trump is going to be following, because he changes his mind like overnight. Overnight, he changes his mind. So all of a sudden now he's leaving the G7 and going back to the United States so he can deal with this Israel and Iranian issue. if he wanted to deal with it, he had 7 of the most powerfulest nations and stuff in the world sitting right there with him. Why in the hell he got to leave and go back to the United States and everything to deal with what they had going on over there? And most of the folks over there and everything, they are on Israel's side. They said Israel has a right to be a state and stuff there, and they're not going to bother their right to be whatever. So if these people are on Israel's side, all of them on Israel's side, then why the hell he leaves them and he goes to the United States and stuff to decide what the hell to do? Why couldn't they all got together and say, hey, we're going to try and negotiate a peace? Don't sound very good to Israel. Really doesn't. I don't understand. I understand that man, if I'm them, ain't no damn way in the world and stuff. If I'm Israel, I can't uh trust our taco man because he has I don't you have no idea whose side he's on. You're gonna flip and flop and stuff all the time. And man, he didn't ever since his uh his failed military coup, he turned around and said, well, I'm gonna send ICE, you all go to Chicago and New York and Los Angeles. That's where you're going to concentrate your efforts in because there's millions of them in those cities and stuff, and that's where they at. So you go get them illegals because the Democrats is using them to as a base and stuff and everything to win an election. Well, first of all, hell, he won the goddamn election. So yeah, whatever power that they had with them folks who was sitting there in there, it didn't work. Next of all, he got to Congress. So what the hell is he talking about that the Democrats and stuff is so powerful and he using them as allies? That shit don't sound right to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. He's
He's
sitting there,
losing,
both
bro.
houses of Congress and the executive branch, and
He's
he's telling
losing,
them that
man.
they're using them to vote illegally. And then the next day, the Homeland Security, the ones who are in charge of ICE and everything, said, we're going to continue to go over there and bother them folks over there in them farms. we, we, we're not going to do that. We're not going to not stop. We're going to go to them farms and we're going to get these daggone illegals out of here too. And he never said a word about, well, I changed my mind or nothing. Evidently, he didn't change his mind because he didn't say anything to Noam or any one of them who's in charge of them folks and everything that they need to stop. He said they need to stop, and then 2 days later he said, "No, we're going to continue to go over there and get them." It's crazy, man. It's crazy how these folks and stuff and everything. He's still being treated like he's a world leader or he has something that they want to get from him. I don't know. I can't understand. And I understand that he is the president of the United States, and there's a lot of money here in this country. But at what point do you just say, "I can't deal with this knucklehead. We're going to go ahead and band together our own damn self, and we're going to create our own daggone markets and stuff, and leave his ass out of it," because you can't trust his ass. You really can't. And if them people in Israel is waiting on Trump to help them or to bring weapons and stuff over there to help them and stuff, they could be in for a big surprise. Big surprise. Now, there was a Trump card thrown into this whole damn thing. Evidently, China is sitting there with Iran, and they're supposed to be helping them with armaments and everything they need and stuff in this war with Israel.
Mm. What's that
Ted,
about?
Ted, we have gotten so used to the media and stuff here in the United States. And the media here in the United States and stuff right now is owned and stuff by, as Bernie Sanders said, the oligarchs or AOC. They the oligarchs. Well, they are the 2% or the 1%. They own everything, all the news stuff they got here. So they can't their news and our news and stuff that we get here in the United States, you better treat it very lightly and everything because there are other news medias and stuff outside this country. They have a whole different narrative about what the heck going on in that war over there in the Middle East. And I would say at least 80 or 90% of them and everything saying Iran is really tearing Israel up. They are bombing the crap out of them. That Iron Dome is not working. And they have other folks and stuff and everything who are entering this daggone war and stuff, quietly entering war and supporting Iran. That is exactly why Israel has been bombing a lot of their stuff over there, and they think that they have hurt them real bad, and they find out they haven't because these other folks and everything are giving them what the hell they need and everything to beat Israel up. So I wouldn't put any faith and stuff in what these news media's over at CBS, MSNBC, all of them. They are not getting information and stuff that other folks outside this country are getting and knows what the hell's going on. So that's my take on that little part. Also, there's something else that's bouncing around out there that we are we have to understand what the heck is going on because these raw materials, these raw earth metals and stuff that the United States is after, they're after it from Ukraine, they're after it from Greenland, they're after it from China. Well, this stuff, man, is very, very, very vital for our military. And China has a tight grip on that stuff, man. Tight grip on it. They even figured out that the United States is buying some of these precious, since they can't get it from China, they're buying these precious metals from these other countries and stuff that that are getting the precious metals from China. And they're going to South Korea and they're going to some of these other countries and stuff and everything. So China has put a stop on all of these countries and stuff, and they have reined in these precious metals, and they are not letting it go and everything very lightly. And United States and stuff needs those precious metals real bad, because this is screwing up a lot of their military armament that they have out there that they're trying to get. So this country is desperate. I mean, absolutely desperate for those precious metals, and they're paying a premium in and stuff for it from these countries and stuff and everything who have those precious metals, because according to what they're putting out there, that our armament plants and stuff and everything probably got about maybe a 60 to 90-day supply to keep their plants and stuff going to produce armaments. If they don't get these precious metals within that period of time, they're not going to be able to make any more arms and stuff for our jet plane, submarines, all of that. Big thing going on. Big thing going on. Anyway, that's one thing or two things. So we need to look at that. I think that as we are seeing what is going on here in this country and everything, we are not getting the whole picture and stuff as to what the heck is happening. And it is, if we listen.
Well, I think you're just touching the surface. And you're right. They're not telling us nothing. They're not telling the news people anything.
They're not telling American people.
And the news people is telling the world that they're not getting information. They ask questions, but they're not getting it. They're not telling anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay,
this is the thing that's going on right now. It's a long-term situation. Ed, you're very political astute. Church and state, should they be together with the government?
Good question.
I listened to this morning, I must have woke up about 2 o'clock.
Whoa. Go
And
ahead.
because I fell asleep on the game last night. But that's okay. I saw the whole game. But OKC won because it looked like they was going to blow them out anyway. But, and so I was watching C-SPAN, and they had this program on White House Religious Liberty Commission. Holding a meeting on faith and religious freedom. And this commission has about 8 to 10 people. You wouldn't believe who was all on there. 3 of them I already knew. Paula White, Dr. Phil, and Carson.
What does Dr. Phil got to do with religion?
Well, I'm gonna put it's not a quote, it's just something that he said that I wrote down. He said, this country is going down the tubes because
Right
of
about
culture.
that. You're right
Because of
about that.
culture. Because of culture.
You're partially right about that.
So, but here's the thing is, they had sessions, and these 10 people had people come up and debate or discuss their feelings about religious liberty. So one guy said, we got to fight for our rights. Another person, they run around. One person said, we need to talk about really talking about, instead of, they are, they care more about political prosperity rather than without religion. So what they're doing is they're planting people's mind, because there's a lot of people like myself who listen to C-SPAN, and we listen to these talk shows, and they are communicating their ideology. And these people are sort of like, act like they're really concerned about religion is the thing. Now, if you're talking about religious liberty, but yet and still, and they were promoting, the Catholics were there, they're promoting private schools, charter schools, all of that. And they was promoting, well, the parents should be able to be in control of their children, not the school. And then they was telling all kind of fallacious lies about teaching pornographics to little kids. Now, the thing is that the reason why I'm bringing this up here is because I was thinking to myself, I'm saying, we have how many religions in this world? Hundreds, if I dare say thousands of religions. And you saying freedom of religion, well, somebody can say, well, I'm worshiping Satan. Another person say, I'm worshiping this rock. Another person say, I'm gonna start religion worshiping this statue. So that can be a religion. So if you bring religion into politics, and let me just say the reason why I brought up those three people, Paula White is the head of, and I didn't write her organization down, but I gotta find it. I'll bring it up next time. She is the head of all of the spiritual, Donald Trump's spiritual endeavors and things like that, and all the religious things. And she is an executive director, and she's over that. And she made a statement that was outrageous. She said that there were people who got arrested for protesting in front of an abortion clinic.
When was this?
Well, she didn't put no dates on it. She just was talking about it and saying that's wrong. They should have the right to pray. That's what she claimed they were doing, just praying. They should have a right to pray in front of that because they believe that abortion is wrong. Well, is that religious freedom? That might be religious freedom and religious assembly or freedom of assembly. But the point is that when those people get violent or they're harassing people that's coming in there to those, what do they call it, parenting organizations and stuff like that, then what they're doing is they're not letting people make their own choices of freedom. So, but at the same time, you know, when you're talking about religious freedom or religious liberty, you're talking about all the religions. And what somebody said, well, if someone want to have a Catholic church, they should, or school, they should have a Catholic school. If someone, you know, so therefore, that means that someone wants to have a Hindu school and they send their kids to the Hindu school. If somebody want to have some other kind of religion, they can have that religion and have their own school. So the thing is, I don't know, maybe the NEA, National Educational Association, maybe they need to check themselves, if, you know, because their big thing is, you know, they want freedom for gay people, trans people, Black people, all of that, and they bring it into the classroom. Is that right? Because a lot of parents don't want their kids to be around homosexuals. A lot of parents don't want their kids to be around Black folks to a certain degree. A lot of parents don't want to be around trans people. So the thing is that I think the teachers, or I would say the NEA or these different school systems, a lot of kids, and maybe it's probably not a whole lot of them, but some of them classify as gay or homosexual. So what they try to do is adapt to those children and their condition because they're being bullied and that kind of thing. And their parents, some of them, is not even aware that their kids are even gay. So I don't know. This, to me, it's a real thin line because, well, I'll tell you how I raised my kids. I raised my kids to get up in the morning, pray. We'll have Bible study. And I'll tell them, don't discriminate anybody. Don't let nobody mistreat you. If you have any problems, you let me know. But you should be able to take care of anything that's going down. Don't be influenced by anyone. Keep religion. Do not discuss religion at school. Now, and I used to always tell them, I say, now, do you want to go to this class? They would have sex orientation classes. They would have different kind of classes. And I asked them, and then if I think that they shouldn't attend, then I opt out. That's my responsibility as a parent. Because you have all kinds of people that got all kinds of problems. So, and in most cases, and not all cases, but a lot of schools have children that have homeless kids, that have kids that's going to school that are living in foster care. You got kids that have one parent. You have kids that are being abused at home. So what are those teachers supposed to do, Ed? So, in other words, what they're saying is that because of a certain group of people and not a whole lot in each school, they say, well, what we got to do is we got to get rid of them. We got to get away from them, separate ourselves from them. And they're going to end up having the same problems at their school. Because I don't care what situation you're in and how good you think the environment is, there's always going to be issues and problems. But what they want to do is they want to run away from it. Public schools. And that's their right to do it if that's what they want to do. But what they're doing is they're taking the taxpayer dollars out of the schools and putting them in private schools or charter schools. But my problem is this: when you bring politics into the school and you bring social issues into the school, those are challenges. They talking about, well, one lady said, well, in 1962, they stopped praying. I remember when we used to pray every morning when I was a little kid. And I didn't feel comfortable doing that because I didn't understand. But we said our prayer, our pledge of allegiance, all of that. And some religions do not want to say a pledge of allegiance because that's against their religion. So now we have made, I should say that a lot of people have made little issues that shouldn't be issues. But at the same time, there are kids coming into their school that have issues. So how do we deal with that? Separation, and another thing that Paula White does, she said that every agency has a spiritual head for that agency, like a priest or a pastor. Every religion, every agency. Do we want that? So you have a pastor or some kind of spiritual head that's over, and so they, I guess they say, well, do you need prayer? Or they have counseling for each one of the workers in the government. Should we have that, Ed?
Hey, that's what the president wants. I guess if you want to work for the government, then just like when we went to school and everything, and they had prayer in the school and pledge of allegiance. That's what they said we had to do, so that's what we did. So it's probably the same thing is going on now because if not too far, not too far ago and everything, Bush had this almost the same thing going on in his administration. He had religious leaders and stuff running around and telling folks what they had to do, and they had prayer and all that other stuff and everything. People didn't like that and everything, but he did what the heck he wanted to do because he was the president. And Taco Man, he's the president and stuff now. So hey, if that's what the heck he wants, I guess that's what's going to happen. Uh,
Well, what are we? Are we a secular nation or are we a
it all depends on who was in charge, who was the leader. Whatever the leader decided to do. When Trump left, didn't win the election in 2020, he did what he had to do, and he uh, he decided that this is what he wanted to happen. He decided that we're not going to have this stuff going on, and that they didn't have that stuff going on. Now that Trump back in there, and we all know that he got into power using Christian right. They helped him to get elected. So he has to, just like he's doing MAGA, he has to do the Christian right the same way and stuff. People help me get elected, so hey, I'm gonna have to go along with what they say. And I guess he's picking Paulo White, and
But what I'm asking you is, and I'm going back to what I was before I went on
and,
my little tirade. What
and
I'm
I'm
saying, what
and
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
is,
to you, and I'm saying to you that it all depends on who that leader is. I like my opinion and stuff at this point does not matter. So that's what they're doing. I might not like it, but that's what they're doing. And if I knew that I could file a complaint or whatever against what they were doing and that I could probably win, have a decent chance of winning in the judicial system, yeah, I would probably stop it. But the court systems and stuff now, especially the Supreme Court and everything, have leaned toward religion. They are the most religious minded folks and stuff and everything that at the Supreme Court that we had there in a long time. And the court that we're seeing today was being planned in 2020. I mean, 2008, 2007. They
well,
planned for this to happen right now.
I'm discussing this. This is my beef here. You remember when alcohol, these women was running around talking about don't be selling alcohol and all that kind of stuff?
Hmm.
Well, that's that person's right if he wants to drink hard liquor, wine, beer, whatever. But they want to stop, and they had a prohibition on alcohol, and it became people monetized that and made millions of dollars off of it because it wasn't available at your local grocery stores, and you couldn't buy it in a tavern.
And they still having that same thing going on with in the Appalachians and stuff and everything where they hide in front of revenue men because they making that their own alcohol. But we've been fighting and discussing this problem for centuries and stuff, Ted. And it's man, that's
But
I
what I'm
guess
saying is now they have infiltrated the government now.
it entered the government in 1920.
But what I'm saying is that they're making key decisions. Because see, what I'm saying is that whenever they're making decisions about people that it has nothing to do with against the law, now your righteousness might not be my righteousness. What I think is right, and what I mean is that if I'm not bringing any harm to anyone, then what's wrong with what I'm doing? It's just like you know, they brought up the thing about marriage. Well, you know, if you're a traditionalist, you know, you get married, you have kids, and hey, okay. But you got people now, they live with 2, 3 women, or a woman live with 2, 3 men. You got homosexuals living with each other and getting married. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make this make people do stuff. That's not freedom. That's not liberty. Because people are going to do what they want to do, whether they do it in the open or they do it behind closed doors or under the cover or in the basement. So what kind of country are we? What you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know, they tell you all, and I'm just using this as an example. I can use 100 different examples. All bars have to be closed. We're not selling liquor no more. No more reefer selling, no more. No more prostitutes, no more. So that means they're going to be putting a third, if not more, of people in jail because it's against the law. Is that the kind of country we want to live in?
Well, that's what we got going on now. Because we can't on certain days you can't buy alcohol in the stores anyway, and the store doesn't open up. The alcohol store don't open up until 12 o'clock. They
Well,
can't
I'm
sell
just using
alcohol.
those for an example. What I'm saying is that's their prerogative. You know, I can understand that. You know, like you can't buy alcohol before 11 o'clock on Sunday here in Florida.
Same thing. Yeah, they're telling you that you can't have alcohol at a certain period of time. The government is regulating alcohol.
But I can, you know, if I wanted to, as soon as the store open, I can go buy me some alcohol.
Right. Or you can go down to Aunt Alice's house and get some of that white lightning anytime you want.
Or they might have a shelf full of alcohol. You can buy a bottle.
Absolutely. They got
So,
you got
so
Aunt
people
Alice's
gonna do
house
what
and
they
get
want
that
to do,
alcohol.
Ed. People gonna do what they want to do.
Yep, they are going to do that.
And what I'm saying is that they're trying to regulate behavior instead of teaching people how to be civil, teaching people how to respect each other. Because it's too much work.
Yes, it is. Changing
They
this
want
subject right quick here, because we only got a few more minutes here. In some states, people out there who watch the show, today is Tuesday. It is election day in a lot of states, a lot of counties. Maybe not everybody, but it's election day. I have to go and vote today and everything for an election here in my county where I live at in Georgia. There only was 2 positions that we voted for, but we went out and voted. I guess Virginia and stuff have their election going on and stuff today. So you folks and stuff out there who involved in these elections and stuff, you need to get out there and vote. Don't just vote because it's the president election and stuff. We have elections all over the country. And when you have elections for school boards, for commissioners and sheriffs or whatever, you need to get out there and vote, people. Don't do like we did in November. Not get out there and vote. Get involved. The only way you're going to change where you at and what's going on locally. Anyway, that's my plug in, Ted. What else? What's your
My
final word?
last word is this. Everybody that talk about Jesus ain't believing in Jesus. They say the name Jesus, but they ain't living it. and they're about controlling you as an individual and your rights. This is what this is all about. So, people should be able to make their own choices of their own lifestyle. And people that want to do certain things, that's their lifestyle. If they ain't hurting nobody else, leave them alone. That's the way I feel about it. If they want to get high all day, they can get high all day. If they want to, whatever they want to do, that's their business. Now, if you want to be an evangelist and go out and teach and preach the word, then do that. Don't sit up there and make laws for it, because the laws ain't going to stop nobody from doing nothing. You have to change people's heart to do things that are righteous. All you're gonna be doing is putting a bunch of people in jail.
Okay. And if you think that what they're doing now and everything is against what you're thinking, just wait, because we got some more stuff
We
coming
off air
out.
anyway, Ed.
We got some
Ed,
more
we
stuff
off the
coming.
air.
Huh?
We off the air.
We off the air? No, we not. My thing said we still recording.
Really?
Yeah, it's sitting here to say recording. It's going. My thing says it's going. I'm looking at the scene right here now. It says recording, and I'm looking over there. It says stop recording, and I'm not pushing the stop recording button.
Well, that's my last word anyway.
Okay, I understand. My last word and stuff is get out there and vote, people. I did my duty today and stuff. Got up and went out and punched them buttons and went through whatever it was. Wasn't a whole lot of people and stuff there, but hey, I let my voice be heard. We all need to let our voices be heard. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm just looking at my notes and see if I went over everything. Uh, Folks, we still got a lot of stuff going on out there. We still got this debt going on out there, and old Scott Bessett, Treasury Secretary, he is sitting up there screwing the piss out of us right now because, hey man, they trying to sell these bonds and stuff, man, and U.S. bonds, ain't nobody buying them. So I don't know what the hell we gonna do here. Nobody buying our debt. We in trouble. It's just like you and stuff and everything going out there, and you got your credit card, you want to go get another credit card, and the bank said, hell no, we're not giving you crap. You gotta have to deal with whatever you got going on. So you get to a point and everything where you're gonna have to go bankrupt and everything because you're gonna lose everything you got. And that's where we at right now. We can't get no new credit. Our credit card,
Here's a new one right here.
our credit limit has went out. We done
The
reached our credit
New
limit.
Republic just said we better pray that no unexpected crisis hits while Trump is president.
Well, we got one coming if he decides to get into this damn war. He decides to push us into this damn war in the Middle East. We got trouble on our hands. But hey, hold on, people. That's the only thing I can say. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I had one other thing to say, but I'm gonna leave that alone and stuff and everything because it's I thought that what happened on Saturday and stuff, the people, the Kings and No
This
Kings
dude want to
rally,
destroy America, man.
the No Kings and stuff rally was a success. I thought, but really I did. No matter what, it was a success going against that old boy because he I think it was a success, and I know he
It
thinks
was
it
a
was too.
success, but 5 million people, they don't care about that.
They care. They care because nobody showed up at his shit either. Nobody showed up at
Hey,
his
they
stuff.
say about 20,000 people.
Well, they probably was. It was a mess. and our military looked real sloppy out there.
Didn't
They
they?
looked real sloppy.
Sloppy, bro.
So anyway, 3-2, and they got 2 tries to win. So we gonna see what the heck happens
Oh,
here.
it's over. It's over.
It's over. Ted says it's
yeah.
over, people. Now they
It's
got to
over.
go back to Indiana, and I believe it might come back to Game 7.
Hey, summer
But there,
league and then pro
there is
football.
going to be a Game 7. It's too
No.
much money to be made.
Oh, well, I agree to that. Now that
It's
might
too
happen,
much
but what
money
I'm
to be
saying is,
made. There's going to be a Game 7. Got to be a Game 7.
unless they throw the game,
Well, OKC probably gonna be throwing the game because they're gonna go out there and lollygag and everything. And so we got to have a Game 7 because somebody said there's too much money out there to be made, too much dough to be made, and they're gonna have a Game 7, and it's gonna be a big to do, buddy, a big to do. There's gonna be news all over the place, cameras everywhere. Game 7, Game 7.
hey, I kind of agree with you.
And sports
But what I'm
betting,
saying is,
Las
this should
Vegas
have been
is
over in 4, bro.
Las Vegas is going to make a whole
This should
lot
have
of
been
money.
over in 4, but I agree with you. It's all
It-
about the
it-
money.
it's about the money. Las Vegas has got some money out there on the line, buddy. They said, "Shit, we got to have one more game and we got to make as much money we can because we ain't getting no tourism. Ain't nobody showing up in Las
That part.
Vegas." See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.